Well, hello and welcome to this edition of the Monday Minute. My name is Ken Freeman, and on this amazing Monday, my question is this: how does your Christian nonprofit reach today's unchristian world? According to David Kinnaman's new book, UnChristian, evangelical Christianity has a very serious image problem. In fact, the term Christian today brings up all manner of bad feelings for people, particularly for young people who do not have that historically based biblical world view. In short, Christians are now perceived more for what we are against than what we are for. That's pretty scary, isn't it? Well, I highly recommend that you read this book if you haven't already. It's called UnChristian. In it, we learn how the out-of-date traditional Christianity is with the busters and mosaics, people ages 16 to 29. What took our elders, people who are now in their 60s as of 2008, a lifetime to build, have fallen into low levels of respect and are viewed as political activism, socially irrelevant and uncaring by the children of the baby boomer generation. The effect is that many who look at your ministry today have no connection with Christ whom you serve, see him as uncaring, and see you as old school and out of touch. Add to that a new article by D. Michael Lindsay of Rice University that was dated to 1108 in USA Today, which points to yet another major problem. Wealthy Christians in the corporate, government, and in entertainment fields are disconnecting from the local church in staggering numbers. Dr. Lindsay's article highlights several well-known Christians who have chosen a members-only approach of learning about their faith and living it out. This leads to generous givers to attend private events at exclusive resorts to learn about giving opportunities, cutting themselves off from the very people they choose to fund. Okay, that's the problem for the church to address, right? Yes, but if you remember, most Christian ministries are run by these same people, doing the same things the same way they did back in 1982. I'll make this point again. We are 90% of the way through the first decade of the 21st century, and all you have to do is watch television news for a few minutes or do some channel surfing to notice how God is almost invisible and his people are always called idiots or made fun of to those audiences. So what can we as ministry leaders do to turn this around? It would be nice if someone would launch a nationwide media campaign to get Christ back in the minds of the culture. Unfortunately, one of the other things that Christians are also known for is their lack of unity. So we would never agree on the final script for those ads. No, the answer really needs to come from every one of us individually. We must recognize what is missing in our presentation. We need to highlight the blessings and benefits of being saved. Oh, yeah, and by the way, that's being saved from hell. The knowledge that He, Jesus, has a meaningful plan for your and my life. And by that I say, Carl Sagan, I'm not an accident, and neither are my friends listening to this. The God of the universe calls me His friend. I promise you He's not that mean judge, the party pooper who doesn't want you to have fun. And the ability to help people less fortunate than I without having ulterior motives. Goodness and love and mercy and justice and compassion and service and community and sacrifice, all of these we would not have if it were not for Jesus Christ. A future full of fulfillment and purpose with Him, a hope and a future, not despair, not demise. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know my thoughts toward you. Those thoughts are what? Of a hope and a future. For our ministry message to begin to shift back to being relevant, we need to highlight actual lives that have been changed. Never underestimate the work of Christ in the transformation process, but get their attention with stories about Bob or Sally whose lives were a wreck when you first encountered them. Focus on the individual and let God be seen in the action through you. Yes, true evangelical Christianity is the only way to get to heaven. Yes, people are lost without Christ and need to be saved. And yes, the Word of God can stand on its own 2 feet. No, it is not hopeless. That's why I urge you to click this link to grab a copy of today's message so that you can read over it again and share it with others. And don't forget to tell someone else about the Monday Minute. And now until we meet again really soon, this is Ken Freeman saying, keep up the good work you're doing. You are making a difference. This concludes another Monday Minute.